3 years ago, I was really close to actually giving up on YouTube. But if we fast forward to today, I've managed to grow my other channel to over 1 million subscribers. And now I do this whole YouTube thing full time, which is really, really fun. So today what I'm gonna do is show you 8 things that I wish I knew when I first started out on YouTube. I'll go over some really common mistakes that many new YouTubers make, especially when it comes to making money online. And I'll show you some tricks on how to grow your YouTube channel as fast as possible. But first, let me address the most common reason why people never even start doing YouTube in the first place. Lesson 1, no one cares about your channel. So here's a really fun fact for you guys, but I didn't tell anyone about my magic YouTube channel for over 3 years. And I remember getting this 100,000 subscriber award here, and I was at university when I received this, and I actually hid it in my university room because I didn't want anyone to know that I had a YouTube channel. And it was the thought of people pointing to me being like, oh yeah, that's the guy over there who's got a YouTube channel and he teaches magic tricks. That thought just filled me with dread. My other channel teaches magic, by the way. And I was like, I just can't deal with that. So I never showed my face on my other channel, and I never told anyone about my YouTube channel. Literally just scroll back through my first 50 to 100 videos and my face is never shown. I mean, the first time I actually sat down and talked to the camera like I'm doing now was when my channel hit 900,000 subscribers. So when people say they're too scared or too shy to do YouTube, trust me, I can relate to that so much. But I want to tell you what happened when I did eventually tell people about my channel. No one cares. Literally, no one cared. I almost wanted people to care more than they did because I hadn't told anyone in so long. But some people thought it was really cool and they're like, oh nice, you got a channel. And then other people forgot that I had a channel 10 seconds after I told them. And a quote that I really like is by a guy called David Foster Wallace, who said, "You'll stop caring about what people think about you when you realize how seldom they do." The truth is, people are living their own lives and they're doing their own thing, and really they just don't care about you or your channel nearly as much as you think they do. And I think so many potential creators never start doing YouTube because they're paralyzed by the fear of judgment from their friends and family, and I relate to that so much. But please trust me when I say no one cares, and when you realize this, it's such liberating feelings. Honestly, just give it a go and see what happens because it might genuinely change your life. Lesson number 2 is the money misconception. So when I first started my YouTube journey, I always believed that the best way to earn money online would be through getting more and more views. But here's the problem. If we take a look at my own YouTube channel, at first glance, it looks really great. I mean, I've made over $250,000 from just ad revenue alone, which still blows my mind today, and I'm really, really grateful for that. But my earnings from adverts are just like a roller coaster. One day I'm on top of the world because I've made $1,000 in that one day, and then the next day my earnings drop right down to about $100 in a day. Money's money, and that's still amazing. But the problem here is that money from adverts is really unpredictable. So sure, more views does mean more money, but that money is really inconsistent. And then on top of that, advertisers pay different amounts of money depending on the time of year it is and the topic of your video. So depending on the month, you could be earning half the amount of money for the same number of views. And even though views obviously are great and they do create some income, they don't create a stable income. And if you're serious about turning YouTube into a business, then you shouldn't focus on views or rely on them. So this leads us to another important question. If not views, then what should you focus on to make money and turn your channel into a business so you can do it part-time or maybe even full-time? And that's where lesson number 3 comes in. Lesson number 3 is the secret to real wealth on YouTube. So there's this guy called Thomas Frank who's got 2 YouTube channels, one with 3 million subscribers and 170 million views, and another channel with 223,000 subscribers and 10 million views. But which channel do you think makes the most amount of money? Well, the answer is pretty shocking because his channel with 223,000 subscribers makes so much more money than his channel with 3 million subscribers that he's actually stopped posting on the bigger one. And when he stopped posting there, as you can see here, his smaller channel's income doubled and now makes over 100K a month. So why is this? The point I'm trying to make here is that subscribers and views do not automatically equal lots of money on YouTube, which should be a massive relief for you because now you can realize that you don't need 1 million subscribers to be a successful YouTuber, at least in terms of money. Instead, YouTube channels that make a lot of money have a really solid business behind them. And that business, generally speaking, doesn't rely on adverts and sponsorships as their primary income source. So what do they do instead? Well, most of the time, they sell things like digital products and digital services. Take Ali Abdaal, for example. His wealth doesn't mainly come from ad revenue, but it comes from his course sales. And the same goes with my magic channel. Sure, I make a good amount of money from ads, but most of the money actually comes through selling my online courses that teach magic, and the income from that is also a lot more reliable and doesn't fluctuate as much depending on the time of year. And this realization that my revenue from digital products is way more reliable than the fluctuating ad revenue has caused me to change my entire content strategy. I've shifted from chasing 1 million views per video and just trying to make generic content that appeals to the widest range of people, and instead I now create really specific and valuable content that is less about going viral and more about providing value, so that people can connect with me and hopefully like me, I guess, and therefore they might buy something from me. Who knows? So the lesson I learned here is that if you want to do YouTube part-time or full-time, you really need to stop focusing on views and instead just see YouTube more as a business. Then what you need to do is create a digital product or service that genuinely helps your following, and that will allow for a much more reliable income. And by the way, if you do have a YouTube channel that's making less than 10k per month or has less than 1,000 subscribers, then please check out my free training by clicking the first link in the description. Inside, I'll show you how the YouTube algorithm actually works. I'll teach you how to get really clear on what your channel is about and what kind of videos you should make, and I'll show you the best ways to monetize your channel so you can potentially turn it into a part-time or full-time job. So if that sounds interesting, then please check out the free training by clicking the first link in the description. Point number 4 is the hidden metric for YouTube. So when I first started YouTube, I was obsessed with thumbnails and titles and subscribers, as I mentioned earlier. And that was until I discovered this hidden metric that matters way, way more. You see, success on YouTube isn't about likes, views, or comments. It's about something deeper, and something I wish I knew when I first started. And that metric is value. So I saw this Reddit post that put it so well, so I just want to quote it here. And the post goes, "Every metric, likes, views, comments, etc., is subservient to the one true metric. It's very hard to measure, but whether you've got this quality is the single most important question to ask yourself. Do my audience expect every video I produce to be so valuable they have to watch it? If the answer is no, then you will not succeed." And I totally agree with that. You've got to remember that the people watching your videos are also human beings. They're real people, and if your video doesn't offer them much value in terms of like entertainment or education or whatever it is, why would they come back for more? It doesn't matter how good your thumbnail is or how great your title is, value will determine whether or not people stick around and watch your video or just click off. And Mr. Beast confirms that here.
But make the videos you upload so freaking good that like the algorithm has to promote it and that, you know, it has to find audiences for it.
Lesson number 5 is you need to think like your audience. So there's this really common misconception among new YouTubers that if I just make what I want, people will automatically watch. And the truth is far from that. And here's Mr. Who's the Boss making this exact point really well.
I think one of the misconceptions when people make videos is if I just make what I want to make, people will watch me.
You see, you still want to make videos that you enjoy, but remember, as Mr. Who's the Boss says, don't make them for yourself, make them for your audience and prioritize your audience. Remember, watching YouTube videos isn't free. Viewers pay with their time and their attention. So move away from the I'll make whatever I want and say it how I want to mindset, and instead start thinking, will my target audience learn from this and enjoy it? And remember, your audience already exists. Like if you've got a tech channel, your audience is already out there and they're wanting to watch more tech videos. They're already waiting for your videos to pop up into their newsfeed. You just need to find them, and the way you find them is by prioritizing them first. Obviously, you still want to make videos that you enjoy, but you've got to factor in your audience as they're the reason that your channel will be successful. Point number 6 is the thumbnail paradox. Now, these two videos I made are very, very similar, but as you can see, one of them only got a few thousand views, whilst the others got over 1 million. So it's all down to two simple things, and if you ignore these two things, then even the best videos will go unnoticed. So back when I first started YouTube, I would pour hours into filming, editing, and crafting the perfect video, and then 15 minutes before hitting publish, I'd go, oh yeah, I need a thumbnail. So I'd quickly smack something together on Photoshop and then call it a day. And as expected, the video itself wouldn't do that well and get many views. And if you think about it, the reason why is really obvious, because you can have the best video in the world, but if the title and thumbnail sucks, then no one is going to click on it in the first place, and therefore no one knows that your video is absolutely amazing. And this is a tough lesson that so many creators learn the hard way, that packaging your videos with titles and thumbnails is just so important. And your thumbnail needs to stand out because it's not just competing against other videos on YouTube, but also all the other distractions in the life of your viewers, like what's on TV, or if their Tinder date's messaging them, or someone messaging them on WhatsApp. Whatever it is, your thumbnail needs to stand out from all of these distractions. And so this reality has completely shifted my entire approach to content creation. you need to think about the title and thumbnail first before you even start filming. And I can promise you that this is what all the top creators do. In fact, here's Paddy Galloway, the guy who advises Mr. Beast on all his videos, saying exactly this.
If we can't title and thumbnail an idea that can be clickable for our audience, it's not an idea anymore.
You see, they won't even make a video if they can't think of a good title and thumbnail beforehand. That's how important it is. So you need to start thinking like a YouTuber, and you need to reverse the process. Instead of considering the title and thumbnail as like an afterthought, it should be the starting point of your creative idea. And if you want more information on how to make a banger title and thumbnail, then please check out the description, because I've got a full deep dive video where I go into all that fun stuff. Point number 7 is don't seek perfection from the get-go. I think one of the biggest mistakes that new YouTubers make is they try and seek perfection from the beginning. You see an MKBHD video and a Mr. Beast video, and you go, oh my god, if I want to compete against those people, I need to be as good as them. And that is true. If you want to be the next MKBHD, you've got to make videos that are as good as him. But that's not where you start off. You see, YouTube is a platform where you learn by doing, and you need to spend time understanding the craft of making a YouTube video, be it how to do a great thumbnail, as you just mentioned, or how to make a great title, or how to film your videos well so it actually looks quite nice. You need to learn all that stuff before you can worry about competing with the big boys and all the YouTubers out there. So my advice for new YouTubers is don't seek perfection from the beginning. Don't spend 8 weeks planning your first video, because it probably won't get any views. The best way to get good at YouTube is just by doing it and making lots of videos. So the first 10 to 15 videos, don't worry about views, don't worry about subscribers, just keep making them. And then once you get to that point, and once you understand the craft of making a YouTube video, that's when you start to go, okay, now let's get clever and let's start to really optimize things and try and compete against other people in my niche. Point number 8 is to outsource early. Now, this next point might be the most powerful trick to growing your YouTube channel fast, and I wish I knew this earlier in my YouTube journey, because like so many creators, I once believed that no one could edit my videos in the same way and the same style that I did. And you can see here that my videos on my Magic channel are very cinematic and have a very high production value, and I just thought no one can do it like me. And this mindset was actually really holding my YouTube channel back. And the truth finally hit me when I decided to outsource my video editing. It was a big leap of faith, but it was an act that completely transformed my entire channel instantly, because I found a really good editor, and suddenly he was able to edit all my videos, and I had 50% more time on my hands. And that was time I could use to brainstorm more videos and create more content and improve on focusing the quality of my videos. So the fear that no one else can match your video editing style is exactly that. It's a fear, not a reality. And guess what? It turns out that there's lots of people who can edit much better than me and much faster than me. So where do you find new talented editors to join your team? Well, there's a bunch of places. The best website is called youtubejobs.com, and I'll leave a link down to that in the description. And Upwork is also a really good place to find talented video editors as well. These platforms are packed with skilled editors who can bring a fresh perspective and efficiency to the whole creation process. So my recommendation is, as soon as your channel starts earning money, reinvest that into a good editor. And also, it's so important to remember that outsourcing your editing doesn't mean losing control. So don't wait until you're overwhelmed. Start building your team early, and then your channel will just grow much faster. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and please check out my free training by clicking the first link in the description.